Hello and welcome to my Falcon's Nest. A very brief video to explain my work area. I've given myself a spare room, so here's my primary workstation, cutting mat, which all of us seem to have, variety of small tools, storage, my DIY spray booth, which we'll come back to in a minute, and secondary workspace, nice lamp, variety of odds and sods, and some storage. As you'll notice, I've got the vacuum cleaner out. I have been doing some vacuuming. You'll see why in a second. So this is what I wanted to show you. This is my DIY spray booth. All told, for parts and materials, I think I'm looking at about £20. So that's not too bad. It works in two ways. Firstly, he says looking for the remote control. Firstly, the lights are simply switched on there, and as you can see, I've put a little strip of LEDs around the inside, and that gives me very nice clear white light illumination. That's just run off of a little transformer down there, which is permanently plugged in over here. Now this is good because it gives me the opportunity to show you how the extraction system of this works. I've got one of these, which is a remote control for a mains switch. So if I show you what it looks like down here, I've got it plugged into the vacuum cleaner, and it's that little white box on the end there. Now if I press number 4, nothing happens, which is odd. What should be happening is the vacuum cleaner should be coming on. Okay, well, we'll come back to that. But basically, what happens is, in the loft, there is a vacuum cleaner. It was an upright. It was a little bit like that. I've chopped it down a bit. So basically, I've got this section here, which has got the air exhaust and the air inlet inside there. And I've attached the air inlet to the ductwork. Now, I went with the rectangular duct because I thought it looked cool. However, when it's at full length, it twists and doesn't look so good. So tip number 1, go for the round stuff. I haven't done anything fancy to plumb this in. It's just staples, gaffer tape. I did use a bit of filler at the ceiling just to make it look a little bit neater. But that is basically a vacuum cleaner up there, and that is plugged into the mains permanently. It's run via this, and it's on number 3, so this one should work. There we go. Now it's still quite noisy. Ironically, I'll just turn that off. Yeah, you can see it's pulling quite nicely. I'm getting a draft here from it. Ironically, this little chap here is actually quieter than the one that I've put in the loft. I don't think it's quite as powerful, but it is quieter. This is the filtration mat that I've got on this side. I've just loosely stapled it on over the aperture, so it will actually just peel off. It's an industrial grade kitchen filtration unit, so I just bought a massive roll of it, and I've got another 2 or 3 layers up in the loft as a post filter. You can see it's got a blue layer on the outside. That needs to stay outwards because apparently that's got some sort of stuff that absorbs particles. I've got my little turntable here, which is handy. I've got a utility piece of cardboard that I use for just propping things up and stabbing things into when I'm painting. One of my little brushes there, and I've got this little compressor down here. And that's pretty much my spray paint setup. This box is a green tub that I actually have on long-term loan from work, but they're probably 2 or 3 quid in Wilko's. I cut a hole in the top for the hose to come through, and then I've built this, I don't know if you can see it there, little angled box there, so I've got maximum space on the bottom of the tub there for my working area. And the LED strip was about £10 to £15, I think. I only used about a quarter of it, so I've still got loads left over. I've done some other projects with it since. So that's a brief rundown of my Falcon's Nest and my DIY spray booth. Any questions, just ask.